Boom. Welcome to Fight Heads MMA. It's me, Miss Nikki. So I'm waiting for Reggie to join us right now. And we're gonna be talking about his BKFC career and moving forward and who is supposed to be his upcoming opponent and what's going on with those two gentlemen, with Reggie and that be that. So I don't know. I'm thinking they're going to sign a contract, and I'm thinking that they're going to fight. Here he is.
Me?
Hi.
Hey, you have to
Girl,
hold
I'm
on a second.
already live.
I know, but I gotta use the bathroom. I've
I
been
see you
driving for
got
like
your. I'm waiting for mine to come in the mail. Mama says she's going to send me one of those or two of those.
30 minutes, so I'm gonna jump out. You chat whatever you gotta chat, and then I'm gonna jump right back in when I use the bathroom.
Okay.
All right.
Okay.
I'll be right back.
Okay. Well, you see what he said. He'll be right back with us. So I forgot. Oh my goodness, I hate that. So, anyways, I've had a full day. I just got home from work, so I'm just trying to absorb. We just made these plans a couple days ago to have this interview. We've been waiting for some stuff to happen, and it hasn't happened yet. So, with that being said, still gotta wait till it happens. But that's what our conversation is going to be about. What's happening? What's not happening? Why it's not happening? And will it happen? So there you have it. For some of y'all, there's probably people that pop up into some of my videos and stuff, and y'all don't know me, but I'm Miss Nikki. I'm Fight Heads MMA, and I usually I started out messing around down there in the AMI part of MMA. Thought I would get a couple interviews here and there, and then it just sparked, you guys. It's a lot of fighters out there. It's a lot of fighters. It's so shiny. Like I said, I just got home from work. So, yeah. So, if you look through my YouTube page, you will see that there are many interviews. I go to the events. I love to go to the events and chat it up with the fighters and their families, the promoters, the commissions, the refs, all of that. Everybody that's at the event, I have some kind of interaction with them. So even at the big events, even at BKFC, even, you know what I'm saying, when I go to big events like that. So I have interactions with everyone. So a lot of people know me, and I know a lot of people. I have met some great fighters, some great families, a lot of great, things happen at these different promotions. And it's exciting. I can't even explain it. I really just, they welcome me right on in. This is my contribution to what they do. I've never been a fighter. I've never been a sports type person, physically myself. So, you know, this is my contribution to what gives me the most entertainment and joy in my life, which is the combat sports. I love boxing and I love MMA, but I started out in MMA and then I started going to the gyms and people be everywhere. So Reggie's gym was the first gym that I ever was invited to by one of my amateur fighters, and that's how I met Reggie. And me and Reggie just hit it off, and from there, you can go back on the YouTube page and see mine and his history. So here we go. We're gonna see what's really good. What's up, Mr. Reggie EAZ-E Barnett Jr.? How are you, young man?
I'm fucking aggravated. I can't
What's
even go
wrong?
inside. I can't even go inside and take a piss. But if I
Why?
whip my dick out right here in the street, I'm gonna get arrested.
Where are you at?
um, AJ Gators.
Well, why can't you go to the
So, so,
bathroom?
so they have like patio dining, like you can dine on the patio, but you can't
Uh-huh.
go inside and use the bathroom. I'm like, what sense does that make? Especially if you're serving people alcohol. But
That means get your food and go. Hurry up and buy.
whatever.
So,
I'll just hold it. Anyways, my phone is at 29% and I don't have a charger, so when it dies, it dies.
so you're on your phone right now?
Yeah.
Okay, so let's get to it. So what the fuck, excuse me, what the heck is going on? BKFC, you're ready to return. I know there's a card coming up, what, June
I
26th?
already
Y'all have that?
I made my return in February. What you talking about?
I
Nobody
mean,
got to
I'm
see
talking about after
it.
during this pandemic thing.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Hey. See, y'all, I told y'all. um, so you're supposed to be
Hold on, you're breaking up.
what is going on with them?
You broke up. I didn't hear the whole question.
Oh, I said, tell me what is going on with your next fight, or do you have a fight coming up? Do you have an opponent? Do you not? What's going on?
Well, I mean, we got the call. It's supposed to be June 26th. Their returning card, BKFC 11 down in Florida. So they called, asked that I want to do a fight to, solidify who was the number one contender at 135 pounds, me or Dat Gwynn. I accepted the terms, the purse, all that good stuff. And so we were just kind of waiting to hear back whether Dat wanted to fight or not. And we all know that Dat don't really want to fight. He's been making, I mean, since fucking February, he's been making every excuse in the book not to fight me. Oh, they already said I needed 2 fights and I could fight the champion. Oh, they got to pay me extra money. Oh, you got to fight Abdel Velasquez before you can fight. Just a whole bunch of bullshit because deep down in his heart, he knows he's scared. He don't want me to retire his ass. He want to at least get a shot at the world title before he gets retired. Because if I don't retire him, Johnny going to retire him. And then it ain't
So
going to be no fun to fight you after Johnny's going to beat you up. But it is what it is. I mean, it's supposed to be, let's see, that has 2 fights. He's 2-0 at
right,
bare knuckle, right? You beat Travis Thompson, right, who I already beat. You beat Abdel Velasquez, who Johnny already beat. All right. The top 2 people in our division are me and Johnny. So in order to warrant or call yourself top in the division, you have to beat them. You have to beat one of the other top guys, and I'm the next guy at the top. So you just trying to bullshit and bypass me because you don't want to get fucked up, straight up.
have you and him had any kind of conversation about this? You and that, have y'all
Yeah,
had a conversation?
we talked about it, at the last BKFC, and he kind of hemmed and hawed about it. I mean, there was a group of collective of us fighters and some of the refs, and just the BKFC family, and they're all like, yeah, that fight between you and Dat needs to happen to see who fights Johnny. And Dad said, oh no, I earned my title shot. I earned my title shot. The fuck out of here, bro. You're 2-0. I don't give a fuck what they told you. And even if that be the case, I don't believe that the bare knuckle Hall of Fame would qualify you at only 2 fucking fights to be, qualified to fight the world champion, especially since you only beat people that the 2 top guys who fought the whole damn tournament already beat. I can understand if it was like somebody else who didn't fight in the tournament or whatever that they brought in who hadn't lost or whatever, and you went in there and, did your thing and dusted them off like you did Abby, but no, you beat somebody we already knew was susceptible to getting knocked out.
Okay.
And I love
So
Travis Thompson to death. Me and Travis are I mean, I love him to death, but he knows what it is. He's just a tough guy in the division, and to prove whether you're worth staying or not, 9 times out of 10, you got to fight Travis. And I respect that. Travis respects that. He's the gatekeeper of 135. And that's cool. All right. And so you got past the gatekeeper. You fought somebody that we already knew could be knocked out. So now you need to fight the top tier guy before you get a shot at the champion. And in his heart as a competitor, as a real combat sportsman, he should know that shit in his heart. That I can't sit here and say that I'm fighting that I fought the best, that I am the best if I duck one of the best, because I wouldn't. In my heart, I couldn't sit right. If the shoe was on the other foot, right, and they were like, oh well, and I'm like, oh no, I got my 2 wins. I'm not gonna be like, oh, let me at the champ. No, I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna dust this other man off in front of me to solidify that I deserve my spot at the champ.
right.
That there's no question to it. But of course, a little bit of his politics and blah blah blah. I'm bare knuckle ride or die. I'm gonna play my position as always. I'm gonna do what's asked of me, and whoever they put in front of me, we gonna fight. I've only lost once, and I still got up off the fucking canvas and made it a hell of a fight. And Johnny
Absolutely.
knows that, and he knows that it's not gonna go the same way it went the first time. The world
So
knows that. Everybody's been craving for that rematch too. But quite frankly, I don't even really care about the belt. I don't care about no money. It's principality now. And that for you to, act like you fucking God's gift to bare knuckle in my fucking weight class, fuck that shit, bro. Step the fuck up, man up, and let's fight.
you're right. You're right. I cannot deny that you are right about what you said. You and Johnny been running the division since day one. So
Since day one, right? So you can't come in and be like, oh well, I'm gonna just go for the head fucking honcho guy. Like it's whatever. I mean, the game is played the way the game is played. Like I said, I'm gonna play my position, and we're just really waiting to hear back whether they're gonna make the fight or not.
so
Um,
so say he doesn't sign the contract. Who else do you think that they might have to put in front of you?
I don't know. No disrespect to Abby. We danced around it about fighting each other and blah blah blah. But I don't want to fight Abby right now. I want to fight that, and if I don't fight that, and fuck it, I deserve my rematch then. If that is gonna be a bitch and not fight me, for a number one contender spot, then man, go fucking somewhere else and fight somebody else. Get you another win or two, and then come see me once I get the strap from Johnny. You know. But I mean, in all reality, it's whatever. I've been training. Like a lot of these guys, you see now that they said whatever, and so of course I'm gonna put a little bit more videos online, whatever. But I've been training this whole damn time. My life
You
is
know, I
not
know.
changed. My life is not, the only thing I do different is I sanitize, I wash myself, I hose myself down before I get home. After I get home from, I'm an essential fucking worker, and my job is not essential. You tell me how putting 10, 15, 20 tons of sand underneath somebody's house is essential. But at the same time, there are people out there struggling. So I'm grateful to God for my job. I am, and I have great bosses. But I haven't changed. The grind has not changed. We up every other week. We change 3 days a week, 5:30 in the morning. The next week we do 2 days a week, and then we train 4 days a week in the evening. It's just a alternating, but it ain't changed. We kept the same group of people. We all were around each other before quarantine started. Our kids have still been around. So we played it safe. And if you ain't been part of the group, if you ain't been with us since they said, hey, stop going around people, then you can't rock with us. You're not welcome in the circle right now. Because I just had a newborn. I'm trying to protect my family, but I'm also still trying to
Oh,
stay
yeah, I meant to
prepared.
say congratulations. We talk so much but so the world can see me tell you congratulations to you and your family for the new baby boy. Congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you. He's doing good.
Oh,
Hey, everybody keep buying him gloves. My dad bought him his own custom pair
your
of trunks and gloves.
mom sent me
Somebody
some
ordered
pictures.
somebody ordered him a pair of boxing shoes. I'm like, look, y'all gotta stop, okay? I don't I I don't know. I don't
I am not
I have never
surprised.
I've never been, other than my brother and stuff, I've never really been the one from the outside looking in on somebody else's fighting. So I don't know how it's going to feel if my son decides to do what I do. I've never, identified how my dad truly feels about it. Because I'm sure there have been moments in my fights, especially that world title fight, where he was scared for me, not as a coach, but as a father. You know what I mean? Like, so I couldn't, I don't know if I'm ready. Maybe I will be when he's older, but right now, and everybody's like, oh, but he's just 2 weeks old, so we got a long ways to go. I ain't getting the gym till I was 4 years old, so.
It's all good. Whatever his path, God got him. God
Oh
got him.
yeah, definitely, definitely.
Absolutely. So let's get back to. So I'm gonna say this: me, you, and hundreds of other people was in that building that night when that sparked Abdel. So my thing to you is, when you seen that, what did you think? What was your immediate right there on that spot reaction? What did you think?
Okay, it was a. There's a difference when you knock somebody out like on some shit like damn it, that is Caleb Harris, right? When Caleb Harris starts, what's his name, right? That was perfect. That was beautiful. That was planned. He plotted. He put that right hand on the fucking money and starched him. You know,
Right.
that's something to be scared of, right? That's like, oh shit, he's right. But when you got two dudes that are just in there war and fucking swinging, and you just catch the other dude, I'm not that. You got dropped before that anyway. That wasn't no skill, no technique or whatever. You both were swinging hellfire, and somebody was gonna catch the other one, and he's the one who caught Abby. And we already know that Abby can be put to sleep or put down. So are you asking me, was I in shock? Was I fearful? Was I worried about his skill or talent? Fuck out of here, No. Any given Saturday, anybody can get caught with a lucky shot. I got hit by Johnny off dick, and what did I do? I got right back up and kept moving forward like a dumbass. So any given Saturday, no, I wasn't like, the thing that I was more worried about was Abby, because he initially, when he went out, he wasn't in a good place, and so. But as
Hi,
far as like,
baby
hey, do
girl.
I
I
need to?
love you. I miss you. I'm talking to my daughter. She jumped in our comment section, and I just was telling her that I love her and I miss her.
Do I need to worry about? No, ain't nothing. I'm stressing. Not for real, for real.
So, as far as his technical skills go, where do you think he stands? That
Well, he said he was an elite level boxer, right? So am I. So we're gonna find out who's the elitist of the elitist. Why don't I mean, you said you bring elite level boxing to it, whatever, and I'm the other elite level boxer, and right now I guess the MMA fighter's been running through us. Blah. Let's see who the elitist is, if that's how you feel. And in all honesty, I don't think you're a better boxer than me.
do
I'll beat
you?
his ass with gloves or without gloves. We could do it without the gloves, run it back with the gloves, and then run it. He said he would do a cage fight. We could run it back in the cage too. Any way you want
Oh
to get it, he
damn!
ain't gonna
Y'all
beat me.
going all in. Y'all crossing all three boundaries right now. Y'all need to slow it down.
And my jujitsu, and everybody know my jujitsu suspect as hell. I still get in the cage. Let's go. You know.
Oh, snap. So, wait a minute, let me finish that. Okay, so, so, do you think that this is part of him maybe trying to get in your head?
No, you can't get in my head anymore. I'm not. I done already played that game. That's been there, done that, whatever. I'm all on the. What do you want? anyways, I'm all like woo rah rah whatever, but real talk, it's not gonna be, like ain't no mind games to be played. I have business to take care of. I have a goal and mission in mind. We could sit here and talk shit back to each other, back and forth, whatever. I'm gonna take it all with a grain of salt. And if he do put his name on that dotted line, then we won't go in there, and I'm gonna take care of business. And do I expect it to be easy fight? Fuck no. I'm not. I'm
No.
not sleeping on that. Not at all. I'm not. I'm not like, oh, I'm just gonna go in there and steamroll. I'm not. I'm not naive, but I still know in my heart that he can't beat me. You can't outbox me. You
Are you
can't
over
outgrit me.
anxious right now? Are you over
And
anxious for this fight to happen?
no, because if it don't happen, then I'll fight whoever they tell me to fight. And if they tell me I ain't fighting nobody, then I'll just, find a boxing match or a cage fight or whatever. The thing about it is I'm in shape and I'm ready to fight when the world says, hey, let's fight. And you have all these other fighters walking around, oh, I'm ready to fight. And if they called me and said, today, what is it, Saturday, and said, hey, Reggie, can you fight next, are your medicals good? Can you make 130 pounds, 128, you want to fight next weekend? I'd be Gucci. How many other you guys out there can really honestly, not for the camera, not for social media, but in your own heart, right? Because I can say that in my heart. And the only reason why is because I knew I had that little boy coming.
Mm-hmm.
And I knew that I had to be prepared for whenever opportunity opens up for me because he's dependent on me. And this is how, I got my day job and I fight for me. I love fighting, but at the end of the day, it's also how I feed my family and how we live nice lives,
Right.
I didn't struggle. I didn't live paycheck to paycheck and ate ramen noodles and hot dogs. And you know what? I don't need my cabinets and my refrigerator and all that stuff is overflowing, But by the grace of God, I want and need for nothing. Right. But I still live and eat and act like I ain't got nothing.
Absolutely.
My wife the other night, she was like, what do you want for dinner? I was like, I'm good, babe. I'm gonna have some ramen noodles and hot dogs. She was like, what? I was like, I'm good. She was like, all that food in there, I'll cook something. I'm like, no, I'm all right, babe. Don't even exert yourself. You've been with the baby all day. I've been at work, had training. I'm like, forget it. I'm good,
Let me get that. Let me get that chicken flavor ramen.
Yeah. Sometimes you just, I don't know. It'll be what it be. I'm grateful the way things have turned out. Not everything is, gonna be the way we want it to be all the time, and that's something that I learned in life. But there's this old AA adage, and it might be from other places too, but it says that life is 10% of what happens and 90% of how you react to it. Okay. Have I always reacted the best to everything? No, but have I had learned from all the reactions I've had through every situation in my life? Yeah, and that's what it's about. It's about that constant growth. But y'all, and my story, Nikki, when I was out there in the streets and when I was out there drinking, whatever, I wasn't able to step back and take that introspective to even do a little bit of growth. Like even in the last show, I acted in my I acted in my hurt feelings, in my frustration. I said a few things that I probably shouldn't have initially. And I talked to Dave and I apologized. Well, I didn't talk to, I messaged him, I apologized and, we aired it out or whatever. But the younger version of Reggie been like, no, fuck you, so we grow, we learn, and this new kid I got at work, he asked me this yesterday. He's like, man, since having a baby and he's like, do you still see the world, having a son now that you did, when you were my age? Because we're a decade apart. He's 23, I'm 33. And I said to him, bro, regardless of whether I had a kid or not, if you still see the world the same, if I still saw the world the same way I did when I was 23, I was like, then that means I didn't grow in any aspect of my life. I said it's impossible for any human being on this earth to still view the world the same way they do then than they did a decade ago. And if they do, that means you was walking backwards somewhere. And I threw out a perfect case in point. I know people in my life that were doing the same thing before I went to prison. That here we are almost. I got out in 2014, so we're almost 6 years later now, right? I've never
Right.
know, and life has been great. They're still doing the same thing they were doing before I went in because there's been no growth. There's been no yearning to grow.
It is
So
what it is.
whether I get it right or I get it wrong, I'm still gonna grow.
Understood. Understood. You all, since I met you, you've been on this progressive forward movement and not going backwards. So that's wonderful. I'm glad to see that everything has been working out for you. Let me ask you
Yeah, I
this.
mean, yeah.
Overall, since you've been fighting for bare knuckle since day one, what has been your experience? I've been with you every step of the way, but I need to know what's your experience? What's your experience as the fighter, as the person stepping in there? What has been your experience?
What do you mean? Like, I mean, there's been different experiences within it as you know, and every event in itself is kind of a different experience. That very first one when we all went out to Wyoming, we didn't really know what we were getting into. We knew that Reggie was prepared to the fullest extent, like probably over prepared, because we didn't know what we were getting into, and the experience was absolutely awesome. Even when we went to the one show in Mississippi where Jose Rivera didn't even show up to fight, and
Yeah,
everybody was just so disappointed. And I was crushed because really I just wanted to perform. I just wanted to put on.
right.
So, but we still had fun. We made the best of it. I got to see my family, and I got more, and I made some more fans. I can go to Biloxi, and certain parts of it I can walk around, and the people know who I am. I live here in Virginia. I've lived here all my life, and I can go places, and very few people know who I am, and that's okay. I don't need people to. I'm not really in this for the whole fame, glitz and glam, because when you get to that level, then you have people scrutinizing and watching your every move. Kind of like with John Jones.
True,
You know?
true. That's
And
true.
I mean, I have nothing to hide. Or anything like that. But at the same time, I have a family, I have a life, whatever. So I'm cool with showing up, doing my job, having fun, putting on a show, promoting the business, and going home back to my family and rinse and repeat.
I know that's daggone right. Oh my goodness. So if it happens, it will be on June 26th, hopefully. I don't know what
It's
else to
gonna
tell
happen.
you
It's gonna
about your
happen.
boy.
I'm gonna speak it. It's gonna happen. Dad, stop being a bitch, bro. Sign the contract. Let's fight. You know in your heart that you can't go your entire life now without fighting me. Even if you don't fight me now, like I said, and I've said this before, and I'm gonna repeat it. I'm gonna reiterate it, so it's out there in the universe. Even if you do not fight me now, right? You can go on and fight Johnny, and you could win the world title, and you could lose the world title to somebody else, or you can keep it for a while. Right? None of that matters at this point anymore. It ain't about a belt. It ain't about money. It's about principality. If you do not fight me from this point forward, before you retire from combat sports, you are a bitch, and nothing that you accomplish is worth anything because you ducked me straight up. So I don't care if you win that world title. If you do not fight me before you retire, and you know what? And I'm going to be a man of my word. If you beat me, I will humbly bow to you in the motherfucking ring in front of everybody.
Oh shit! Oh
Because
shit!
I'm a
You
man,
know
and
you
I can.
cannot take those words back, right?
I don't want to take them back. I don't want to take them back. I stand by any and everything I say. Still,
I'm gonna
and
have
I
to
still stand by it
relabel
because
this damn
originally what we said.
video.
I said
You have to
nobody at
relabel the
130.
video.
I said nobody at 135 pounds can beat me. Johnny was not 135 motherfucking pounds. Johnny was all 160 pounds when we got in the fucking ring. So I kind of still stand by that shit. And he knew he was all 160, and I was still 140. And everybody said, they're like, yo, how did he make 135? I said, you know what? You can't knock him, no. You can't knock his work, his dedication. If he's willing to put his body through that much torture and turmoil to make the weight, then I respect that. I have
Absolutely.
to. There's no way you cannot respect that. But at the same time, we know that he's doing it because he knows that he is the biggest man on the roster in the weight class.
Yep. Yep. Do you agree with me that he has some awesome dirty boxing? He got some awesome dirty boxing. I think he does. Oh my goodness, Lord Jesus! But you know what? Who almost had the hand on him? Your boy Felony. He was this close. He was this close. He was that close.
Yeah, he was whooping Johnny's ass. He broke his hands, but I knew that was coming anyway. He does it because
I thought he might get an injury, but I was hoping that he would be able to get through the fight. It was a good fight while it lasted, though. It really was. So
he's a street fighter, so he doesn't understand the concept of boxing bare knuckles. So everything he throws is just to knock people out. So when you throw everything, I'm sorry, I got to go back over here to my sister's party.
Okay. So your sister said happy birthday.
Hold on, you can tell your damn self. Excuse me.
So is there anything you want to say to the people before we get out of here? Ashley, happy anniversary! I love you and Brandon. Happy anniversary!
Exactly.
Hold on. Ashley's opening her present.
Tell Ashley I said it's her birthday too.
That's actually all I want to do. One of these little boxes. As much as it gets on everyone else's nerves, I love it.
Big brother Brandon and his beautiful wife Ashley.
And that one doesn't open.
See, I would usually be there. I would usually be at something like this, but I'm all the way in Alba and they're still in Virginia. I would be at this celebration.
Right with us. All right, so look, I'm gonna tell y'all. Ashley, I said, Ashley, what do you want for your birthday? She said nothing. I said, what do you want for your birthday? She said nothing. So we got her 4 boxes of nothing.
Which is in her budget.
I bet you won't make that mistake again, Ashley. Happy birthday, baby girl. Happy birthday to Ashley.
Nikki said happy birthday.
Happy birthday. I love you guys.
There he is. Hold on, there he is.
Hi.
That's my little homie.
Oh my God, he's so handsome. Look at him.
Hi, world. Wait,
Beautiful. Hi, Natty. That's
They
my
can't hear
family.
you. Say what's up, man.
That's my other family. Hi, look at him. Future greatness, you guys. I don't know at what, but he's going to be future greatness. He is.
That's awesome, man. It was a good one.
So, what do you want the people to know? Is there any last words you got for Dad?
Hold on, I'm gonna walk over and finish this. Hold on, I didn't say that again.
I said, what is it that you want the world to know? And do you have any last words for Dad?
What I want the world to know. There's a lot that I want the world to know. We're starting a whole new movement. You know, we got the educated hands movement, but we're starting an educated minds movement. And what the educated minds movement is for people to take a step back and look at everything they've been taught, the way the world has been run, you know, everything they've been led to believe and where it's led us to this current point, you know, in society. And just, you know, try to educate yourself beyond the normal bounds of what they teach us, you know, what they tell us. Do some research for yourself. Open your eyes, look at the world a little differently. Don't always believe what you believe because that's what they told you you have to. And you know, have hope and help each other.
What
The
do
only
you?
thing that we have
Why
in
do
this
you?
world is each other, like for real. So
Yeah, yeah. Why do you think we're having all of these outbursts in different states and stuff with this Floyd situation? Why do you think
it's not
everybody
even.
is?
See, and I didn't want to go in because I don't want to give away some of my jewels, you know, from my movement before we release my first video. But I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna give it to a little bit, right? And it's not a matter of racism. It's not a matter of black, yellow, white, green, purple, whatever. It's a matter of people. And what's happened is we place labels on our children. Our children. It starts that soon. From the moment that we put our kids in school, the moment we put our kids in daycare, we allow ourselves to label them as this kid is that, and this kid is that, and that kid is that. And then they carry those labels in elementary school, and then they carry those labels into middle school, and then they carry those labels into high school, and then they carry those labels into adulthood, right? And in between those labels is so much fucked up shit, so much, right? But we're okay with that. We as Americans, we endorse it. We glorify it in our movies, in our media, in our books, or whatever. But we've done so much labeling of each other that when it's time to come together, you know, everybody's got this label stuck to their chest. And it's like somebody walks up and it's like, oh, nah, you ain't wearing the same label as me, so I can't help you.
Yeah. Oh wow. So why do you think people
Because they're
are
upset and
destroying stuff? Why are they
on the
destroying
extreme.
everything?
I can't. I'm not, you know, I'm not those people, so I can't really explain or identify why they're doing those things. But I can say another thing that I was going to talk about on my educated mind thing is that our generation, especially us millennials, as they call me, damn bugs just flying in my face, right? We don't deal in feelings. We don't, right? Men don't deal in feelings. And a lot of millennials don't deal in feelings. You know, you hear that saying, oh, he all in his feelings or he feels some type of way. Da, da, da. It's because motherfuckers don't know how to identify how they feel. And when you don't know how to identify your emotions, how you feel, you act out rather than processing them, you know, and finding ways to deal with them, right? I'm angry. I have all this rage and all this anger, and I don't know how to process it. I don't know how to deal with it. So I'm just going to blow some shit up, or I'm going to destroy some shit. Because that's going to solve the problem. But no, it doesn't really solve the problem. Because you're still angry after the fact. You're still mad. You're still hurting. None of it goes away. You know? So it's because we haven't. The only feelings that we have been conditioned to deal in is instant gratification. That's it. Everybody wants to instantly feel good, instantly be fucking gratified. And if it doesn't give you that instant good feeling, then you're swiping on to the next thing. Right?
What you said.
Am I wrong? Am I wrong? No,
You're
please
right.
tell me I'm wrong.
You are
Because if
absolutely
I am, I want
correct in what
somebody
you
to
say.
tell me that I'm wrong.
Or at least
like
I agree with what you say. I agree with what you say.
This is just the way, and like I said, this is just the way I'm looking at the world right now. Right? And so, you opened a whole nother can of worms I just want to challenge people to look at the world a little differently than the way they've been looking at it and the way we've been approaching our interactions with each other, the way that society has been functioning in itself. Because us, you know, well, I guess if you want to call us the little guys, the people that are you know, running around destroying their shit, it's not hurting nobody but themselves and their neighbors and the people that.
That's exactly what I was thinking.
Right? So rather than running around destroying their shit, why don't you say, hey, look, I'm hurt. You know, I'm angry. I'm sad. I'm shocked. I'm frustrated. Whatever kind of feelings that you got, share them with the next person who's feeling that way. All right, and let's find some common ground in a way to process and deal in these feelings or emotions, even when you're happy about something, right? Because you see people get so happy and so elated that they start doing stupid shit, right? So it's both sides of the spectrum.
But
it doesn't matter whether it's something negative or something positive. There needs to be a balance in between, but we don't discuss these things. We don't talk about these things. It's just kind of swept under the rug. Like I said, we just say, oh, he in his feelings, or he feels some type of way. Why can't you say that man right there is angry and frustrated, and this is why? Not just, oh, he feels some type of fucking way. Fuck out of here,
Well, it seems like people have been rising up a lot more lately when it comes to relations with the police, and this seems to be
it's not a police thing. It's not America. It's a people thing. It's people. We are all people. Period.
Yeah.
It's a people thing. I don't want to get into the politics of all that. It's sad that they feel like the way to get their point across is burning down and destroying shit. But then somebody also said, hey, when we took a knee, y'all told us we was wrong too. And so when you get somebody who's like, well, what do I do? You have something that are legitimately running around feeling that way. It's like, I try to be quiet in protest, and how dare you? So now here I am making some noise and burning shit, and you're still like, how dare you? So and you have people really walking around feeling like that, and so we have to reach those people and help them process those feelings. But it is what it is.
I don't know. Reach one, teach one. We'll figure it out one way. Yep, we'll figure it out eventually. So is the let me ask you a question. You're a number one. You're the number one in your division at BKFC. I talked to Marlon Moraes yesterday. He's number one at bantamweight and in the world at MMA. They just overlooked him, gave the number 6 and the number 3 the chance to fight for the title. Like,
that's how it works sometimes. It's politics. I mean, what can you do? That's one of the things that we signed up for. And that's one of the things that we sign up for. It's a part of the sport. It's a part of the game. You may hate it, you may not agree with it, but it is what it is. And you just roll with the punches, and you stay prepared for when the deck falls in your favor. Because it doesn't always not fall in your favor, and you stay, prepared, and you keep doing, going out there and putting on the best performance possible you can in the meantime. So eventually it's like, your politics don't mean shit anymore. You can't ignore my greatness. That's what I would say to Marlon, right? Keep going out there, doing you, man, being the best at what you do, at 135 pounds, and eventually they cannot ignore it. And because remember, this is a fan dictated sport as well. Well, yeah, here and there, but eventually, once the fans start, him and Han enough about it, it's like, why is this guy not getting the, especially if he's still been performing well. Now, if you're going out there and you're supposed to be number one and you get, your ass dusted off by like number 5 or 6, then yeah,
He's on, I believe he's on, at least Tapology says he's on a 1 fight win streak. And, the fight was pre-set up between him and Peter, and he was training for it. He was ready for it. And next thing he know, somebody else got it. So I was so disappointed. I was very disappointed about that. I was. I'm kind of, I get edgy sometimes when I think about And you know what? And I think sometimes I wasted my time being angry because BKFC has always, in the end, no matter whatever y'all had to go through to get to where y'all needed to be for everybody to fight, in the end, they've always been as fair as they could with you. So,
Always.
you know, and they haven't let nobody step over you or anything since you've been competing with them. So I don't see that being the case here either. And it probably just looks good to have all that hoopla talk around y'all's fight. So when y'all do fight, it'll be a big enough thing. Absolutely. So what do you
Yeah,
think
of
about them
course.
saying they got what do you think about them saying they got the 20 million to give to Mike
I ain't,
Tyson?
I ain't, I ain't touching on that. I'm gonna leave that alone. Everybody on Mike Tyson's dick right now. I'm gonna leave that alone. You know,
Oh my god, he
I
put
ain't
out
jumping
one
on that one.
he put out a video and they went bananas.
I ain't jumping on that. If they do, that's great. If Mike's really gonna come back and fight, of course I'm gonna tune in to see it. I'm gonna be disappointed if it's like one of them old school Mike Tyson fights where I pay like $80, $90 to watch the fight and he knocks motherfucker out in 30 seconds. So I tell you what, if that happened, that's the only thing that's gonna make me upset. I don't care how much they pay Mike. I don't care if he coming and fight. If he jump in there and dust off whoever you fighting in 30 seconds, I'm gonna be upset.
Why are you making up old stuff?
I know, right?
I know that's dang all right. Oh my goodness. So hopefully we'll have some solidifying going on in this upcoming week, and maybe you and that can get contracts and get them signed, and we'll be able to watch you guys dust it up. So if you do fight on this card, how do you feel about fighting without a crowd,
I'm
without
excited.
without the fan
I'm
base?
excited about. Somebody asked me that too, and I watched that first non-spectator UFC event, and it sounded awesome. It sounded so good, and I can't wait with bare knuckles, no crowd, no roar. It's gonna sound like a fucking gunshot every time I hit him in his mouth, yo. I cannot wait.
Oh my god! Oh my god! You
So
know
no,
what?
I'm excited. Yeah, let there be no fans, no extra noise or nothing. They gonna know every time I hit you because it's gonna sound like you getting hit. It's gonna sound like 9mm shells bouncing off your body.
Oh my goodness!
Yeah. You
And
can't really,
I
you
also
can't
wanted to
really hear
say,
it too well, when you all the people roaring or whatever. But every time one of them dudes hit each other, I mean, it was just like, yeah, that is, ooh,
oh, when you're
I can't
in that
even,
arena, you can clearly hear that. When you're in the event, when you're right there watching, you can hear those strikes that y'all put on each other, and that shit. Sometimes it sounds like a blender. You know what I'm
oh
saying?
yeah.
What is going on?
So
So
no spectators, no noise, no nothing. You gonna hear everything, and I cannot wait to hear
has
every.
has Bare Knuckle said anything to you guys about beforehand being tested?
Yeah,
You
yeah,
know,
yeah, yeah,
going
yeah,
into the event.
yeah, 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 yeah,
So
yeah,
they
yeah. We're
okay,
gonna
so
get
they
tested
getting
for
that ready.
COVID
Oh, they
before.
yeah, they got extra to deal with this time
Yeah,
because they got
yeah.
to do the testing for
Pre-test,
y'all.
pre-test, post-test, blah 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 blah, all that good stuff. So
Okay, okay, that's what's up.
they're,
That's
they're they are they are making sure they take the utmost precaution for the safety of us and all the staff in the BKFC family. Because we don't want to infect each other. It's like a big ass
yeah,
family of people.
yeah.
So and even though I want to punch Dat in the face right now, after I get done beating him up, of course, I'm gonna give him a hug and you know let him know that I still love him and I respect him as a man. But right now, I need to get that level of respect and appreciation for my craft back, and the only way for me to do that is to beat it out of you. So sign the contract so I could do that.
Oh my God. So if this fight does happen, you either one
When
of
this
y'all
fight happens, stop
the
saying if.
winner
It's
of this
gonna happen.
fight faces Johnny.
Yep, in September.
Okay. Okay, that's what I'm talking about. So, what do you think about Johnny and Jason fighting? Jason Knight.
It's a more even fight than all the fights that Johnny has had. That is the most even draw fight for him. Him fighting Charles Bennett wasn't even an even fight. For real, for real. I think that is the most closely, evenly matched fight Johnny is going to have. And so I see that being his toughest test.
Wow. Even over you? Wow.
Yeah. Because
Okay.
I don't take anything away from Johnny's skill set, but we all know, plain and simple, the biggest advantage he had in that fight was his size. That was it.
Mm-hmm.
His size carried him through the first 2 rounds because had all our power, But once the fight started going on and he started getting a little tired, the punches weren't hitting the same. Started piecing his ass up. He did the things he said he wasn't going to do. Remember, he said he wasn't going to take one step backwards.
Right.
And he did. Right?
Yeah.
He said he's going to slump me. He's going to hit me so hard I wasn't get back, but I did. And then afterwards, that punch, that knockdown in the 3rd round, I ran into that punch. Like,
Yeah,
straight
you
up.
did.
I was just like, here, bro, hit me. Bah. Well, no power, nothing of that anymore. I just ran into it. So, I mean, it's all water under the bridge now. We'll see how it plays out. It's shots fired. That period. You can say whatever you want. Go ahead and make all the excuses you want, right? And I'm about to give you your excuses. They got to pay me more money. I already earned myself a title shot. The fuck you did. I'm the better boxer. What else? You got to beat Abdul. We got any more excuses? Bring what? That's 4. I'm sure though that you could come up with 8 more though. So you keep bringing your excuses, and the world will know that you just keep making excuses. Plain and simple.
I did. I reached out to him right before we went live because I worked all day, so I really didn't have time to, contact him.
Right
I did try to reach out to him. But I'll see if I can get an interview with him, and then maybe we'll invite you up and see what the conversation might be. Because he got up there with me before, so I don't see no reason why he wouldn't now. But after all of that, you did say that when y'all was all collectively together at this last event, that he told y'all to y'all face that he wasn't really feeling this fight. That he
told me to my face that he gave us all a list of excuses right then and there. And I'm like, okay, that's cool. And I was like, and I told him too. I said, all right, well, if you're already guaranteed your title shot, that's cool. Right? I said, if you beat Johnny, then I'll come take the belt from you. I said, that's probably an easier fight for me than rematching Johnny. I said, but if you don't beat Johnny, I was like, there's going to be no point in me fighting you, but I'm still going to beat you up now on the principality that you tried to duck.
Oh, this would have been some fire if I'd had him over here. I'd have got all the crazy.
Yeah. All right, I'm 5%. I'm at 5%.
I love you and I thank you. I appreciate you. We look forward to hopefully you guys can sign this contract and move forward on June 26th in Florida.
Definitely. Plant City, Florida, June 26th. BKFC, Bare Knuckle Fighting Championship 11. We're finally making our return, to the open world. And it's going to be a great event. There's already a list of hella fighters on the card. So I'm just excited to get it done.
I have not even, I've been so busy working, and then, but my question to you is, if who do you want to see on this card that they've already released is going to fight?
I just want to see people fight. I just want to see the event happen, period. I don't even care.
Right now, as we are talking, I believe the preliminary card of the UFC ESPN 9 card is going on right now.
Yeah, Brandon's over there watching on his phone.
Tell him to come up here to YouTube and watch my interview with Marlon.
Okay.
Yes, y'all need to check that right on out. But thank you, brother. It was nice to
Thank
talk to
you.
you again.
I'm sorry.
Congratulations on the baby. I'm glad Crystal and the baby are both doing well. Um, go ahead, enjoy your party. Tell Ashley again I said happy birthday, and I tell everybody I love y'all and I miss y'all. Y'all have a good time. Enjoy yourself, and we'll see if we get any bounce back from that from our interview.
I doubt it, but we shall see, huh?
Yeah, we shall see.
All right, Nikki. I love you.
I love you too, buddy. You
Thank
be
you for
good,
having me
brother.
on. And I will talk to you in a few days. Let you
Okay.
know what's up.
Okay. I'll be right here.
All right, everybody. Y'all stay blessed, stay positive, keep faith, keep hope, and help each other. Don't hurt each other.
That's what's up.
Later.
Peace. So there you have it. That's like I don't know. He's like a brother to me. Like from day one, we just meshed, and I learned so much from him, his dad, his mom, his brother, his sister, their family, and Brandon and his wife. Look, every show that I've been at with Reggie, either me and Crystal have driven together, or I think I traveled to one show by myself, but we all came back together. But I'm gonna call you back in 1 minute. But we've all I've been there with him every step of the way. If he's fighting on that card, I don't care what I got to do. I'm coming. And I love talking to all the fighters. I get to meet the families and the kids. It's awesome. And then you be in the crowd with all the other spectating fighters, because not only are the fighters that are on the card trying to watch the other fighters fight like they do at MMA and boxing, but you have other fighters that are not on the card or even associated with the promotion that are there to enjoy the festivities. And I think sometimes the fighters that fight bare knuckle surprise the other fighters that haven't been in that square ring. So it's all love, y'all. I don't know if we're going to get a reply from that be that. Uh, we'll see. I hope he signs the contract. I hope they go down there in Florida and dust it up and give everybody a great show. May the best man win when those two meet. At any time, when you guys fight, may the best man or woman win. So at the end of the day, you get what you get, and you get out of it what you put into it. So I don't know what kind of response to expect from that, if he does respond at all. Like Reggie said, he may not respond, but his response could be signing that contract. That would be a great response at this point. We don't even need a verbal response. Sign the contract. Let's do it. So at this point, you guys, I'm going to sign off, and I'm going to jump on my ESPN Plus and watch tonight's UFC card. It's yeah, y'all making y'all way back. It's been some great fights. I enjoy every single fight. I watched every single fight that they put on them 3 cards in 1 week. I watched every single fight. Every single fight. I think one card, the middle card, I got home from work and it was already gone, but immediately I was in. So, but I seen every single fight. I enjoyed all the fights. You know what I seen from you guys? This is my honest opinion about this. During those 3 cards in a week, what I seen in those fighters was hunger to fight. Y'all had everything had been put in at Pearl, and we didn't know when it was going to happen again. So when y'all did get the chance, y'all really showed up and y'all showed out. So I thank you as a fan, and I appreciate everything that you guys did to get yourselves there. Um, We only lost one fight, and that was Jacare. Is that his name? Am I saying the right fighter? Well, we only had one fighter that tested positive so far throughout anything that the UFC has been doing, and I haven't heard or seen anywhere posted that any of the other smaller promotions that's putting on shows without crowds, that's adhering to all regulations, but don't get as much shine. I haven't heard much about Corona being spread throughout those either. So that's a positive thing. That means that you guys can move forward and start fighting again, even if it's without us as fans being able to be there, So that's a great thing, because then that means you guys are staying active. You get to feed your families and move forward in your career. I I just want to see y'all do what y'all do. I'm sorry that we can't, be there to support you and cheer you guys on and scream and holler and all of that. But you guys have still been going in there putting in great shows. So thank you for that. Love, piece of hair grease. Stay ready so you don't have to get ready. Miss Nikki, BKFC, Reggie EAZ-E Barnett Jr. They doing it. They getting it in. So we're gonna see what happens. We're gonna see if that signs the contract or not. We will see. So, deuces, y'all.